How lucky are we? Good morning, everyone. This morning is the next to last Friday chapel meeting of this school year. And it's also our head of school, Tim Richards, and Ann Richards' final Friday meeting in here like this, final chapel talk. 14 years in the making. I've shared this before and will do it again now as it's such a true reminder and encouragement for all of us, especially in this time, this season of celebrations, gratitudes, endings, and transitions into new opportunities and new life. In one of the most heartfelt, memorable public moments ever, the late coach Jim Valvano urged his audience at the ESPY Awards to laugh and cry and think every day. Do these three things every day. It's a full life, he said. Making time and finding ways to say goodbye is one of the most important tasks we can choose to either neglect or to honor. I think it's way easier on the surface to downplay it and just keep moving through. But slowing down and being more deliberate is harder and sweeter too, potentially, in that we open ourselves to the full range of our experience. A whole lot of laughter, love and joy, and also struggle, grief, tears and loss. That's life, a full life. The invitation for all of us as we sit in this chapel each time, but especially today, is to meet one another on the most human level. We are all related in the sense that we're finding our ways along the journey of life, all going through it, and we share this hilltop home. Spiritual teacher Ram Dass said that in the end, we're all just walking each other home. I love this idea. I love it. And I'm so grateful this morning, especially for the walk we are sharing and the friendships we formed along the way.
Touched by an angel, Maya Angelou. We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, live coiled in shells of loneliness until love leaves its high holy temple and comes into our sight to liberate us into life. Love arrives, and in its train comes ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet if we are bold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaned from our timidity in the flush of love's light. We dare be brave, and suddenly we see the love costs all we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love which sets us free.
Good morning, everyone. Henry, thank you for your beautiful music once again. Clair de Lune is one of my favorite pieces of all time, and thank you for that beautiful poem. It's a pleasure to stand before you and share my thoughts in this majestic building one last time. The first time I stood here behind St. George back in the fall of 2010, I was almost paralyzed with anxiety. I was shaking like a leaf for fear that I was going to bomb that part of my audition which could have ruined my chances of being Pomfret's 12th head of school, the role which for the past 14 years has been the greatest honor of my professional life. Well, I haven't been nervous behind St. George in nearly 15 years. Today, my emotions are in a slightly different place. About 3 weeks ago, I had an interaction with a colleague that I'd like to share with you. I had just made the deeply sad announcement of the passing of our friend, Mr. Jones. The audience was filing out, and I was waiting for everyone to leave the auditorium before returning to my office. This colleague was still seated by the stage, and he caught my eye, and he signaled for me to come over and sit down next to him. He gently took me by the arm, and he asked how I was doing, how I was feeling, how I was holding up, and how I was being taken care of. I paused, dumbstruck by this awesome act of kindness, and I began to tear up. Yes, I was primarily sad about the news that I had just had to share, but my emotions caught up with me not only because of that sad message, but also because I was deeply touched by this singular act of grace, compassion, and love on the part of a colleague and friend. And I thought to myself in that moment, this is Pomfret. We didn't say I love you much in my family when I was growing up. I don't believe our household lacked for love. Rather, we didn't express it explicitly. Perhaps we hesitated to say I love you because we worried that speaking those words aloud might be seen as a sign of weakness or vulnerability in some way. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. As I have grown, as a son, a father, a husband, a sibling, a friend, and a professional, I've come to realize that expressing love genuinely and openly is not, in fact, a sign of weakness, but is rather one of the greatest strengths of all. During my time at Pomfret, I have begun to fully understand and appreciate the power of accessing my heart more completely. My siblings and I now say I love you to each other, and it's a wonderful development, because love, in the end, is the foundation of everything that truly matters. In 1967, arguably the greatest rock and roll band of all time sung into the hearts of millions across the globe a truth both exquisitely simple yet deeply profound. All you need is love. It remains the subject of some debate whether the Beatles wrote this song for a planned worldwide broadcast of a show called Our World, or if it was something that John Lennon was already writing at the time. That's really not important. What is important is that the band was asked to perform something for the show that would provide a message of hope for the world. It was released during the Summer of Love as an antidote to the tremendous social and geopolitical upheaval of the 1960s. The Vietnam War, the Cold War and the threat of nuclear annihilation, the civil rights struggle, and uncertainty about the future loomed large in the hearts and minds of people. Yet that 5-word message, delivered in that most universal language, music, reminded us and reminds us still that love is a choice, an action, a way of being, and a powerful foundation upon which we should build our lives. John Lennon sang, "There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. It's easy. All you need is love." Much like in 1967, we find ourselves once again living through difficult and turbulent times. Across the nation and around the world, conflict, distrust, division, hatred, violence, and uncertainty dominate the headlines. We witness suffering and struggle on a scale that can leave us feeling powerless, fearful, and at times even hopeless. Rates of anxiety and depression are surging, and humanity is facing mounting threats to both our individual and collective well-being. Where then do we find refuge from all this turmoil? What is the cure for these existential threats that are undermining our humanity, sowing division, and heightening our stress and fear? Singer-songwriter Natalie Taylor wrote these words: "If you're looking for a sign, something to bring you back into the light, love is the answer." The great Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." Anne and I ultimately decided to accept the invitation to come to Pomfret because our experience during our interview process made it clear that this was a different kind of community, one defined in many respects by love. Pomfret was and is much more than just a school. At its best, it's a place where young minds and hearts grow, where values are shaped, and where the seeds of kindness, empathy, and love are planted and subsequently thrive. During our time on the hilltop, I've witnessed love in action every single day. I've seen it in students rallying around friends during moments of real hardship, and in hugs after terrific athletic or artistic performances. I've heard it in laughter echoing through the hallways and around dining room tables. I noticed it in the dedication of our teachers who go beyond their duties to ensure that every student feels seen, valued, and cared for. And I've observed it in the quiet, steadfast work of our staff, whose incredible behind-the-scenes efforts strengthen our community and make it better in ways both large and small. I felt it in the way this community rallied around my family and me when my sister died, and then my parents died, and when I was battling cancer. I've heard it expressed so beautifully in too many memorial services in this building for colleagues and students who have left us too soon. I've been struck by it in countless seniors' chapel talks when seniors say, "I love you," without hesitation or fear or embarrassment in their gratitudes. The love I have witnessed and felt here has led me to my final message to you, and it's really quite simple. Students, when you choose your path in life, choose with your heart. Let love for the work you do be the light that leads you forward. This morning, as I have pretty much every day for the past 40 years, I threw my briefcase over my left shoulder as I prepared to head over to school. As I have for the past 36 years, I kissed Anne goodbye and told her I loved her before I left. And this morning, as I stepped out my door, no matter what would come, good or bad, I once again felt a deep sense of joy that I would get to do rather than have to do everything that today would bring. I loved being a teacher, a coach, and an advisor, and now I quite simply love being a head of school. But it's important to add a candid qualifier. I have not loved every moment of this work. There have been mornings when I woke up questioning whether I had the strength to meet the challenges of the day. There were times when the challenges seemed to outweigh the solutions, when meetings yielded more confusion than clarity, and when the problems I believed should have been solvable stubbornly remained beyond my reach. I've had to make really hard decisions that had significant and difficult consequences for members of the school community. There have also been days when I got home and wondered if I had done anything right all day and if I was any good at this job. And yet my love for being an educator has never wavered. I especially love what we do here at Pomfret, the way we do it, and the amazing people with whom I've had the privilege to do it. Above all, I cherish the countless moments, both big and small, that have brought joy and meaning to my life within this community. So while I suspect you won't savor every part of what you do every day in your work, if you find work that you truly love, it won't feel like work most of the time. And that love will give you the strength to overcome the inevitable hardships that will come your way. So make sure you find a spark in whatever you choose to do. 40 years ago, I found a spark as a classroom teacher, and it still burns in me today. How lucky am I? The world needs love now more than ever. It needs people who love and are passionate about their work and who can rely on the grace of love to confront the significant and growing difficulties our world is facing. And that starts with us right here, right now. In his book, Tuesdays with Morrie, author Mitch Albom shares this piece of wisdom from his friend Morrie Schwartz as Morrie confronts old age and his impending death. Morrie says, so many people walk around with a meaningless life. They seem half asleep, even when they're busy doing things they think are important. This is because they're chasing the wrong things. The way you get meaning into your life is to devote yourself to loving others. Devote yourself to your community. Devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose and meaning. Purpose and meaning. This is precisely what Pomfret's mission statement hopes you students will find in your lives. As his final and ultimate piece of wisdom, Morrie offers these words: the most important thing in life is to learn how to give love and how to let it come in. Loving others and allowing love into your life, he suggests, are fundamental to leading a meaningful, happy, and fulfilling life. As Ann and I prepare to lead this hilltop, my deepest hope is that each of you will carry love as a guiding force in your own lives and in the life of Pomfret. I urge those of you who will continue to call this hilltop home to ensure that Pomfret remains not merely a school, but a place that fosters kindness, embraces understanding, radiates empathy, and nurtures deep and lasting relationships. Seniors, as you set out toward new horizons in just a few weeks, take this spirit with you. Bring the very heart of Pomfret into your next communities and let it shape the world around you. The Dalai Lama once said, "Love is a necessity, not a luxury. Without it, humanity cannot survive." In that spirit, and because it's all the rage with you kids these days, I'd like to share a few gratitudes of my own as I wrap up. All of them have at their core an abiding sense of love. First, to the trustees of Pomfret School, 14 years ago, you entrusted me to lead Pomfret, and you have been by my side supporting me and this institution relentlessly through both good times and moments of significant challenge. My appreciation for all you do is endless. To the faculty and staff of Pomfret, you are kind, compassionate, and tremendously dedicated people. You are the heart and soul of this school, and I will be forever grateful for having had the opportunity to work alongside you. Students, I see in you the capacity for so much light, so much goodness, and so much love. You bring a smile to my face every time you stop in for candy or greet me with a "Hey TR," or when you pause to scratch Baloo's ears. I thank you for bringing Anne and Baloo and me so much happiness. To my friends beyond the hilltop, thank you for keeping me grounded and for allowing me to let my hair down from time to time. That actually happens. Your support and love have provided me with energy and so much laughter, and I look forward to spending more time with you soon. To my siblings, Laura, Chris, and Cece, it's been just the four of us now for too many years. But I consider myself so lucky that you are my family. I'm grateful to you for your support and for keeping me humble. I love you just as I love Pammy and Dodo and Poppy. To our three amazing kids, Max, Molly, and Lucy, to our daughter-in-law, Deanna, and to our amazing granddaughter, Maddox. I don't have enough words to tell you how proud I am of each of you, and more importantly, I'll never be able to express just how much I love you. Finally, to the love of my life. Almost 44 years ago, in August of 1981, I saw you. I saw your smile and I was lost. I was smitten. 6 weeks later, in a fit of youthful exuberance, I told you that one day we would be married. You laughed at me, told me to get lost, and sometime later asked me to drive you to Boston to see your boyfriend. Which of course I did, so certain was I how this play was going to end. For almost 36 years, you've been my most honest critic, my best friend, my most vehement defender, my caretaker through illness, and my inspiration for leading with love. Your kindness knows no limits, and your wisdom guides me every day. In every smile, in every embrace, in every quiet act of devotion, you have shown me what true partnership and love means. I am endlessly grateful for your presence, your patience, and your profound grace. I love you to the moon and back. So Pomfret, put love first. Allow love to enter into your lives and love what you do in this one life you have with all of your heart. Soon we will leave Pomfret humbly hoping that it is in some small ways better than we found it. We certainly leave with hearts full of gratitude and, more importantly, full of love. Thank you very much.
Dear friends, we know that life is short, and we do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who travel with us. So be swift to love and make haste to be kind. Let it be.